firstly, I think my performance increased massively as soon as I went back to school because we had like the mocks to get our predicted grade for universities. And my grade shot up and I got the exact predicted grade I wanted for my top choice, which was like brilliant.
All right. Hi, Ollie. Thanks for joining today and taking a bit of time to have a little chat about your experiences so far. So, just going to ask you a couple of questions basically to see how you find your lesson since we began working with each other. It was
Okay.
towards the summer of last year, wasn't it? Because you're currently in year 13 and you
Yeah.
were just coming out of year 12, so your AS, wasn't you?
I wasn't too confident with my maths. So yeah, we have decided to get some tutoring from you.
Okay, great. Yeah. And you reached out over the website that I was advertising on at the time. And was there anything you saw, I don't know, on my profile, if you can remember that long ago, that stood out or that made you want to message me personally?
It wasn't me personally. It was my mum. So she must have seen something.
Yeah.
And thought you're the right one for me.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. So your mum saw the profile and something stood out to her that thought, yeah, this could be a good fit. Okay, that's absolutely
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, so you think it's really helpful to be able to visualize a question and be able to go through the problem using, like you said, some of these online resources, like we use Desmos and
Yeah.
all that, and being able to annotate questions and go through them nice and quickly, basically. So you think that helps a lot, do you?
Yeah. Because sometimes you see the question and you just like, I've got no idea. But when you start visualizing it better, I think that helps me a lot personally.
Okay, great. So would you say within our lessons then, and as we're going through all of the A-level content, when we go through and we do end up visualizing these problems, and whenever we talk about various analogies to real life situations and things like that, because I know I like to try and get some analogies in every now and then. Do you think they're quite helpful in terms of understanding what you're doing in your maths and why it's useful?
Yeah, especially when you apply the real life examples, it makes it so much easier to think about and just understand the question.
Okay, yeah, that's great, great. So another question then, in terms of like how you've, so I think you already mentioned that you feel a bit more confident now with your maths compared to where you began or when you were in year 12, let's say. Um, so yeah, can you speak more to that at all? So is there anything else that you can think of in terms of, I don't know, maybe your performance in school, your performance in homeworks, your performance in mocks, anything like that? Have you noticed an improvement either in terms of the scores you've been getting or in terms of your confidence you've been feeling? Anything at all come to mind like that?
Well, yeah. So firstly, I think my performance increased massively as soon as I went back to school because we had like the mocks to get our predicted grade for universities. And my grade shot up and I got the exact predicted grade I wanted for my top choice, which was like brilliant. So that shot up my confidence, which I know is key in maths. Like if you don't think you're not going to be able to do it, then you're not going to do it. But if you've got that belief in yourself to like keep persevering, I think that's massive. So yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, my performance in general just increased as well, and my grades kept increasing.
Oh, fantastic. That's really, really good to hear then. Okay. So yeah, looking ahead and going forward, is there anything you think you would say if you were to recommend me to any friends? Well, actually, you already recommended me to one of your friends in school, I believe, or something like that. Can you speak
Yeah,
to that at all? How did that go about?
yeah. Well, I think I mentioned that I was having a tutor because I think my friends also noticed me doing better in class. And I already knew stuff before I'd gone to the lesson with my teacher. And they're
Hmm.
like, "How do you know that?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I've got a tutor." And they were like, "Oh, that sounds great. I want that." And then I mentioned it to them, and then I gave them your details, and I think well they've loved it as well. And I asked them how they like getting on with you and what, then they loved you as well.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. That's really, really good to hear then. So I suppose a final question before we go today. Um, let's suppose there was a potential student in a similar situation to you. So right, so they're in year 12. They've gone through the start of the AS content for A-level maths, and they're maybe struggling a little bit. They're not 100% sure, but they're debating, looking out, and reaching out for a tutor. What would you say to them?
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. There's no negatives about having a tutor. And they're great for just asking questions that would you can't really ask your teacher in lessons, or if you've just not understood a topic, they're like perfect for just 1 hour flat out, get it done, and you just know it 100% again. Yeah, there's just no negatives to having a tutor.
All right, that's fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time, Ollie. That's been really, really helpful. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Cheers.